Boo! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Life is the Chad YouTube channel. And I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. I have decided to try it of late to steer a little bit away from this sort of content because I definitely have a lot of videos on this. I think one video I'm going to be getting to in the future will be reviewing this girl's content. I think she's on the Blaze. She's one of their younger creators. I'm blanking on her name right now, but I've had a lot of requests to review the content and kind of give my analysis of is she the real deal? Is she based? Is she a legit conservative and all that good stuff? Can't even remember what her name is right now, but we'll get to that. But today, I wanted to react to a few Fresh and Fit videos. This was every now and again from Fresh and Fit, they have some clips that are just pure gold. And this was certainly one of them. And the two discussions that took place in both of these clips, number one was these women on the panel comparing, not even really comparing, saying that motherhood is more difficult and more rare, so to speak, than a man who is a professional athlete. It's more difficult and requires more dedication and effort and hard work. Really, the main one would be the hard work. And then the second one, they did a roundtable of what a certain, if you make a certain amount and you're over a certain height threshold, what percent does that put you in? I think it was 100,000 and 6 feet tall. Now, I'm not going to brag about my income on here because that's not necessarily something that has been required of me on this channel, but I am over 6 feet. I'm 6'1" without shoes, 6'2" on a good day. So, I guess I got that going for me. I guess I do. But I've said previously, if you're below the age of 30 as a man, I think if you really dedicate yourself to working hard and having a sole purpose of earning as much as you can over a year's time, that, and you do this, I would say, for minimum 2 years, by extension of all of the skills and relationships that you build in year one, the subsequent years after that will make earning that money that much easier. But I think a good point, or a good kind of amount that I would consider solid for a man under the age of 30. Of course, 29, 28, it's maybe not as good as if you're 26, 25, but I would say 60, 65,000. And I think that that's a reasonable number for, number one, like I said, I would consider that good, especially if you look across the United States, what the average income is for men of all ages. But specifically for that age range. And I think it's doable. I don't think that I'm not saying that it's easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it, but I definitely think it's doable. And it's a number that if you can get to in that age range, it immediately puts you into a top 25% arena, but specifically for your age. I mean, if you're making $65,000 a year at the age of 26, you're definitely a top 75% earner. So, but anyways, they went around the table and guessed what the percentage was, and how off these women were was astonishing, but it really makes sense when you get down to it. So without further ado, let's get into this. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed, smash the subscribe button, support a fellow king out. I do have a Rumble account as well. Be sure to head over there and give me a follow. I'm definitely going to start posting more videos over there, especially with some of the more difficult topics to discuss. And, you know, I will say that the good thing with Rumble that maybe other creators did not have, and it definitely sucks for them, that now that I've gotten into the game, I definitely benefit from, is Rumble is a legitimate competitor to YouTube at the moment. Not just Rumble, but I would say a few platforms are, but definitely Rumble is, I would say, probably the main competitor, maybe Kick, and some of these other streaming platforms. But what it really allows you to do, if you are right-wing, conservative, traditional, masculine, it allows you, and those are the types of things that you advocate for, it allows you to, on YouTube, post some less, I guess, risque, less combative to the populace material, and kind of toggle back and forth and post said content on certain touchy topics on Rumble that you cannot put on YouTube. And, you know, Fresh and Fit are definitely benefiting from that. They will literally have a YouTube stream or a live stream going where they are toggling back and forth throughout the entire stream. And it's brilliant. So let's dive into this, shall we? Very interesting clip. And, you know, I love their new setup. I think it's awesome. It just shows what can be done with hard work. Ooh, the flower. Ooh woo. All right, guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Your boy is never gonna ooh woo again. I just think it's so fucking funny that that is where society is. I mean, it's tragic, obviously, but you know, sometimes as just a normal human being, a normal, well-adjusted human being, you look around and you just can't help but fucking laugh at some of the shit you see. All right, guys, let's listen to this.
They've gone around the panel before and asked what percentage of men, like to a panel like this, what percentage of men do you think are at least 6 feet and over and make at least $250,000 a year or above?
Oh, they don't exist.
And the women will say, oh, it's probably not very many. You know, that's not most guys. Maybe like 25% of guys in the U.S. are like that.
Well, what percentage do you think it is?
Yeah, let's start. What do you
think? Is it like 10?
10%?
So what's the number he said?
What percentage of men do you think are at least 6 feet and over and make at least $250,000 a year
Oh, they
or
don't
above?
exist.
Oh, $250,000.
And the women
Holy
will say,
smokes. Yeah, that makes it even more difficult. I thought it was 100,000.
Like 10?
10%?
What about you? 6 foot making, what was the number?
Just say, yeah, 6 feet or over making $250,000.
Okay.
Oh my God. Dude, if you are is 6 foot or above, your top 5% as is for your height, for a man's height. They just, but again, what this displays is women can only see what they can only go off of the information that they have, and where they get the information is from their experiences. And where do their experiences happen? Well, with the men that they are willing to share said experiences with. And those men tend to be high status, high value, whatever you take that to mean, men. But regardless of what you take high value men to mean, I don't personally agree completely with Fresh on what it means. I would agree with more of a Christian minded tilt to it, that what I would consider a high value man, while yes, money, looks, status, and that definitely plays a role, I would also add, you know, some of these qualities like bravery, honesty, you know, being kind-hearted, truthful, being just a good man, being an honorable man, being a man who is true and comfortable in his relationship with God and strives and puts God above everything else, even women. Those are some of the things that I would add to that, because I just know in my life I've come across men who are not the best earners in the world. They don't do bad, but they're not millionaires or half a they're not making $500,000, $250,000 a year. They still do good. I'm not saying that they don't make money, but it wouldn't be enough. That aspect of it wouldn't be enough to slot them in the high value, high status man arena. But they are just genuinely good men. They are hardworking. They're honest. They take their relationship with God seriously. Just kind of this kind of take your lunch pail to work, blue collar, spiritually grounded individuals that are just good guys. And it is really hard to articulate, honestly, because you just know it when you see it, and you fellas know what I'm talking about with that. So but anyways, yeah, $250,000. Whoo. And just being above 6 foot definitely puts you in a certain arena. But again, the only reason why they exacerbate the numbers that they are guessing or estimating on is because they can only go off of the men that they are around. And the men that they are around are men that are likely in shape, above 6 foot, wealthy, a combination of all three, or one and not the two, but they definitely are really, really strong in one of the categories. Like one of them is 6'6". On this panel specifically, a few of the women on here were with professional basketball players or professional athletes, guys that physically are specimens. They are physical specimens, freaks. They were man-childs, and now that they were able to apply their skill to the market, now not only are they physically gifted and physically superior, but they also have the money to boot. And no, those types of men don't grow on trees. It's fucking absurd to think that those types of men you could just find at your everyday fucking Safeway. It's ridiculous.
Wait, that's like a lot of money though.
Yeah,
Okay,
so 10% of
yeah,
men
10% of men, you think?
qualify both of that.
And like any age too.
Yeah, we go any age.
Yes.
Like,
so 10%.
I'm gonna say less than 10. I'm just saying that less than 10.
All right, give
10 or less.
give us a number, because.
8%.
All right, what about you?
6.
All right.
Honestly, I think it's more like 30-35%.
Okay,
Okay.
so by the way,
so
the chick
roughly a third of men.
So the chick who said 30% is the chick who was married to a professional athlete. Okay. This is a woman who has been given male attention from the highest quality of men since she could remember. She has no fucking clue what the average man looks like, or even below average man looks like, because they don't even register to her. Okay. And most of her time is not spent within 6 feet of them. Okay. She wouldn't even sniff, she wouldn't even let them sniff her fucking farts. Okay. So, I always say, guys, you can't, in the end, I know sometimes watching this can be frustrating and annoying. And believe me, I totally understand, but it's like asking a child, it's like getting upset for a child being a child, or acting like a child, or a degenerate acting like a degenerate, like a child gonna be a child, a degen going degen. Okay. I don't know what else to say. A woman is gonna be woman. All right. And it just is what it is. The best that we can do is, as men, be strong and be willing to be truthful and honest about the reality of life, and not just basically fucking lie to these women and tell them these sweet nothings, these soft lies in order to fuck them. You know, that's why we're in the situation that we're in. But it's also because these women, as much as they say that they want an honest man, they don't.
Are at least 6 feet and make over 250 grand a year.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. What about you?
10%.
Wait. Is that your answer, or are you just agreeing with her?
Actually, I agree.
Have you made one independent thought this entire show?
Huh?
I plead the fifth. No. Okay. What about you?
I love that song by
Not
E40.
much, so like 20,
Nope.
10,
Okay.
Yup.
Which one? 20 or 10?
15.
All right.
Nope.
in the middle. What
I
about-
was gonna go with 15 as well.
All right.
Maybe
what about
less.
I was gonna say 20, but she
Okay.
took my answer.
Gee, this is gonna be fun. This is
You? Go
gonna be
ahead.
fun.
You want
Can I take a guess?
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought you
yeah,
said
less than 1%.
yeah, ladies. A guy
Gotta
that
be
meets that
low.
requirement's
Nobody has
making
both. Not a lot of people have
$250,000 a year or more, or over 6 feet, is literally less than 1%.
And
What
again,
about just
That's
you gotta
actually
hope
insane.
that he don't
No,
cheat
but
on your
it
ass.
It just
I
shows
feel
these guys are
like-
literally invisible too. I saw a TikTok one time where it's playing this like somber, serious, sad music, and this girl's like narrating. And she
see.
was like a 6.5, and she's
Let's see something real quick. Let's Google what percentage of men in America are above 6 feet. In the US population, about 14.5% of all men are 6 feet or over. Roughly 1% of US women. So still, I mean, I thought it was 5%, but still less than 15%. So that still puts you in a relatively top tier category, quite frankly. And there's not a lot of them. Okay. That means, let's see, that means 85% of men are 6 feet or below. Okay. That's a better way of looking at it. So, wow. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Let's keep on watching this.
saying, "I'm the girl that's good enough for fuck buddy status, and I'm the girl that's good to be called at 3 a.m. But I'm never the girl that gets to meet the family, and I'm never good enough to be the girl that gets the ring." And it's like, yes, because you're a 6.5 getting run through by fucking athletes. If you just lowered your fucking standards a little bit, but she doesn't see the Uber driver. She doesn't see the
Fuck,
guy who
dude,
makes 65
bars!
grand a year running
Let
that
'em
small
cook.
marketing agency. She doesn't see that. She only see, like, you guys think that like roughly a third to 25%, if we average it out, of guys are 6 feet tall or make 250 grand a year. It's less than 1%.
No, that makes sense.
You know, it's
because
also very,
not
very interesting.
common.
Notice how I don't mean
Fucking
to pick on you,
cooking,
but
dude.
she thought 30% of guys made that kind
Yeah.
of money.
No, he's right. And I have said that on my videos so many times. I have zero sympathy for these cringe ass women who go on these platforms bitching about not being granted relationship status or girlfriend status to these men, because in the end, women are the ones who decide which men enter them and are inside them. And that is what preludes the relationship giving. So in the end, if you are only allowing the best of the best of the best of men to enter you, yeah, there's going to be a shit ton of competition, and yeah, you're probably not going to win. And if you add to it that you don't have, and most of the time it's in large part because of that, but if you add to it that you don't have a honest, truthful assessment of yourself as a woman and where you rank on these scales, yeah, you're basically fucked, because you're just going to continue entering into these relationship or these one night stands, hoping for a relationship, but because you're so delirious and delulu, as these girls like to jokingly say, delulu, you're going to unconsciously continue to try man after man after man, sometimes going back to the same high value man, even after he's pumped and dumped you, hoping that you'll be wifed up or girlfriend up. And you're simultaneously unwilling to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I better than these other women out here? Because and you're also not even willing to ask yourself and be honest with yourself about how many women honestly like a guy like that and are into a guy like that. I cannot tell you how many times, you know, especially when I was in high school and in college, the audaciousness of some of these girls that, you know, like he said, are 6s, 6.5s, maybe 7 on a good day, depending on what dress they're wearing, or you know, maybe they got a nice body, nice ass, or nice tits, but their face is kind of bum. Maybe they got a nice face, but their body is not the best. You know, they're still skinny, but they don't really have a nice ass or nice tits. And you would think that they would know, because they can see with their own 2 eyes and their own 2 ears how much other women are interested in you. But they don't, because they lie to themselves. It's this repeated loop of misinformation to themselves and just constant lies. And not only that, but women believe, especially modern women, believe in this concept of willing things to be. If they just think it hard enough, it's gonna fucking happen. If they put the energy and the vibes and this kind of you know, superhero-esque, give me this man, we're gonna be together, they'll get him. And it's fucking ridiculous.
And
More than
what
that, 30 to 35. Call it 1/3.
And I'm not saying that to pick on you, but what I've noticed is that like women's like experiences heavily influence their views of the world, which I mean, all humans are biased to that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But that, I mean, but keep in mind, she was an athlete pretty much her entire adult life. At this point, probably now she's at a certain status where only those types of men are even attractive to her. Those are only men that are only in her purview. So in her mind, yeah, all the guys I talk to pretty much are at that level. So like, yeah, 35% of guys easily. But what women don't realize is that that's like a very small minority of men. And that's why, like when you said earlier, I'm the prize, we all laughed at you, because the reality is that a guy that is at the NFL is less than that 1%. So it's like he's really the prize. You don't even come close, no offense. Because there's plenty of girls that look like you on Instagram. There's not plenty of guys that are in the NFL.
And you know how you know this is true? Because when you see a woman who is with a man that is better than them, who they know is better than them, and everybody else knows it as well, he's just a really solid guy. Like, I mean, he's got it together. There's this kind of peace, this inner peace that you see in the woman, because they know that this is the best that they're going to do, and they're content with it, because that is what they're searching for. They're searching for a man that is better than them. It's, you know, I know it sounds kind of odd and strange, but it's true. And so just by way of that, yes, that man is the prize. That man is the prize. Because in the end, that man is selecting who to make his wife, not the other way around. The woman is not selecting who to make her husband. All right. Bars.
A wide receiver for a professional football team making millions of dollars a year at all. And I think this is where women kind of have things skewed and don't understand that you guys are not as special as you guys think you are. And the man that you're pursuing is way more special than you are. I mean,
But
you
I
guys
don't really think it's that uncommon. I don't mean to cut you off, but athletes
statistically
in
speaking,
general,
it is
You
that
don't think
uncommon.
what's uncommon?
like athletes in general, like how many
You don't think professional
football
athletes
teams
are
are
uncommon?
there? Like how many basketball teams
Oh,
are there? How
love.
many
Oh,
soccer
really?
teams?
Oh my
Like there's so
God.
many athletes.
This
Yeah.
was
In
the
the
most
scene,
Hold on,
like-
hold on.
Like,
fucking
Yes,
thing.
there's so many athletes, but you don't
What
understand
the-
that.
Oh my gosh, bro. That is the most stupid fucking thing I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. Guys, Do I even need to do this? What do teachers grow up telling guys that play sports? They go, yes, it's important to work hard, but just know that less than, I had so many coaches. Okay, what percentage of men are pro athletes? I remember having coaches say all the time, yes, you're a damn good athlete. I ended up playing Division I water polo, but to do it professionally is less than 1%. It's 0.00000. I can't tell you how many coaches I had say that, because because men are honest with each other. They're real with each other. And it was true. They were right. Even though I was a fucking tremendous athlete, I still was not even, I was, 0.00000 is like the best of the best of the best of the best. What percentage of men are professional athletes? What? 48? Oh. No, that's like what percentage of total professional athletes are male versus female. All right. The likelihood of someone becoming a professional sports player. All over sports, infatuated America, kids are explaining to friends and family their plans for the future. In grad school, the most popular occupation is a career in professional sports. That this aspiration collides with reality in various ways. Some funny, some a little depressing, and others almost heartbreaking. The reality is that a mere fraction of a percent will have such a career. A mere fraction of a percent will have such a career. And among those that do, only a privileged and exceptional few will sustain that career for more than 1 to 3 years. And, here's the thing. This fact, so this is kind of maybe another video I'm going to make in the future. I look back at all the time. So when I have kids, one major question that I have for myself is whether to promote to my boys. Girls, I don't think it's as big of a deal because they always have that fallback of being able to find a man that will take care of them. But my boys, I still haven't decided whether I'm going to promote and push this dedication to sports at a sincere level, because the thing is, I know I play Division I water polo. I know the type of time that is required to do so. The sheer amount of hours that I put into training for sports is astronomical. At least a quarter of my life has been spent training for sports. And I think back, so number one, in the end, did it make me a single cent all of that time? No. In fact, it was a drain on money. I didn't play professionally. Yes, it did help me with my college tuition and shit like that. But, again, I wouldn't count that as legit revenue. Okay. In the end, overall, it was a net drain on my parents and really for myself, especially when you look at the time that was put into it. If you look at it, or when I look at it and I ask myself, if I put just half of that quarter of my life of time into something else that was more realistic for me to make money from, what the sky could have been the limit, because anything I put my mind to, I am staying with it. I'm going to work hard at it, so on and so on. Now, conversely, and so I think the same thing with my kids. Do I want to promote this pursuit of athletic excellence when I know the odds are so astronomically low that they will make a single cent from said athletics? Conversely, though, I will say that playing sports also taught me some of the best lessons of my life, and it also did develop me into the man that I am today. And I look around and I see all these pussies and soy boys and cucks, and I'm also very grateful that I always had a very masculine environment around me. So we'll see. That's just food for thought. Curious what you guys think. What you guys think. The stats, beginning with the hard stats compiled in 2017 by the National College Athletic Association. Here are the odds of your kid or anyone's kid making it to the pros. Just to keep it real, anyone who didn't play a sport in high school has been eliminated. Okay. So this is not even counting the amount of kids who played sports growing up, but still weren't even good enough to play in high school, which, believe me, is a lot. Okay. I cannot tell you how many kids I knew and still know who play at the youth level, but even that next step of making high school JV varsity, it dwindles it down even more. How many of them don't even end up playing that? High school basketball to college, male, 3.3%. High school basketball to pros, male, 0.03%, less than a half of a percentage point. That means you have a 99.7% chance that it will not result in you making it to the pros. Okay. You could not get worse odds than that, my friends. And women, it's about the same. But of course, they have a better chance of making it to college because of Title IX. And women, colleges have way more female sports than they do male sports because of Title IX. Because usually at colleges, football takes up a lot of the scholarships that are afforded to males at the institution. And so they don't have as many sports to offer at the school, unfortunately, which is bullshit. The dice have been loaded slightly towards pessimistic outcomes. The stats for basketball players are the worst, but as you might expect, the stats for pro football outcomes were nearly as bad at 0.08%. And the reason why it's a little bit better is because, football teams have more roster spots than basketball. High school athletes in other sports weren't that much more likely to make it to the pros either. A male high school hockey player's chances were only 0.07%. For male high school soccer players, the odds were 0.09%. Even those somewhat depressing outcomes don't necessarily tell the full story, which is still worse. One reason the stats are more favorable in football than in basketball is that in basketball, there isn't a system of farm teams. A lot of high school baseball players make it to the pros in name only. Most end up making a marginal income in farm clubs, where according to a 2016 players suit against Major League Baseball, the average farm club player makes about $4 an hour. Wow. Holy shit. I did not know that. Another depressing statistic has to do with how long these big-time sports careers last. Overall, the average professional football player's career in the NFL lasts 3.3 years. Even this doesn't fully reveal the fleetingness of near fame because a few stars stick around for a long time, especially quarterbacks, possibly because the better a quarterback plays, the less he gets pounded. Quarterback Vinny Testaverde's NFL career, for instance, lasted 21 years. But for really good athletes who are almost exceptional, a player drafted into the NFL in the third round, for instance, fewer than half last 5 seasons. And if you get drafted in the first 3 rounds, that's like fucking superb. And for really good athletes who aren't exceptional, an NFL player drafted in the 7th round, for instance, fewer than half make it to the 2nd season. Holy shit, dude. Only poor people buy lottery tickets. Whoever first made the often repeated remark about poor people and lottery tickets may have been cynical, but according to the Journal of Gambling Studies, they weren't wrong. From the bottom, you're always looking up, which is true. I mean, I at gas stations, I always see scrubs buying lottery tickets. But according to the Journal of Gambling Studies, they weren't wrong. Accordingly, a winning lottery ticket or a child winning a lottery ticket or a child who makes it to the big leagues is a dream that gathers intensity in inverse proportion to income. According to a 2015 poll conducted jointly by NPR, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and the Harvard School of Public Health, about a quarter of U.S. parents with high school children who play a sport hope they'll make it to the pros. But among families with incomes under $50,000, their percentage is nearly 40%. Wow. I cannot, fuck, guys, I cannot keep reading that fucking article. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that. That's crazy, bro. Wow. Crazy. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this.
They are the cream of the crop, the prime of the
I
prime.
really don't think so. I think most of them are replaceable. And I think what they're doing is a skill that's learned and that can easily be.
So fucking disrespectful. Man, this bitch, that is what we just read, and what she's saying is so fucking rude, disrespectful, false. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about it. I mean, her saying that to minimize the superb, exceptionally amazing accomplishment of an athlete making the pros just reveals her as a person. Because these women, as we see time and time again, what in the end, what is revealed most of the time with these women is, and as Myron always says, is their true nature. They're gold digging. On the inside, they are empty. They're void. They are nothing but carnal desire for materialistic garbage. And it's sad because, you know, I guarantee every fucking guy that's been inside her, even though, she, you know, most of the time I guarantee she's been pumped and dumped, but, you know, actually legitimately thinks that she is into them on an emotional level. But no. She just likes, she's just into everything that you have to offer. And yes, I understand that on a certain level, every male to female relationship has that to a certain degree. But when you're dealing with women like this, it's through the roof. I mean, it's pretty much encompasses the entirety of it. I cannot state enough how disrespectful what she is saying right now really is.
Be learned by somebody else. They get replaced every year by new draft picks, by new all of that.
I could easily replace Tom Brady. All I have to do is train. Tom Brady is
this-
easily
I think
replaceable.
She is
skill.
so
Type
fucking
though.
What he's
stupid.
Just need
doing
to
is a
practice
skill.
harder.
But
She is so
you're also
fucking dumb,
24
dude.
too, so the older you get, the least likely they'll.
Absolutely.
with
There's
you,
a younger
so-
guy coming right behind you. I understand
No, I
that
mean you,
completely.
like
No,
you're
no,
old
you.
and older.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not
so-
saying like I'm gonna be able to
So like,
whatever use my beauty for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I
you
don't think
won't.
so.
You do realize
don't
that, like,
think
if
that at
someone makes
all.
it to the NFL or the NBA, like, they've
What a
beaten out
dumb
millions
broad,
upon
bro.
millions of
I
people for that
understand
position.
that.
No,
I
So
she
by
understand
doesn't.
that.
definition,
the
that means they're
percentage is
extremely
very
rare.
small of who actually makes it to
Yeah.
the NFL. I understand that, but I'm saying people do make it. Those people are out there, and there's new people that
And they're not
replace
all
them
lining up for you though.
every
But they're
year.
rare.
No,
Extremely.
facts.
What the
So
fuck
what
is
I'm
she
simply
even
saying
saying?
is that they're more rare than you are.
No, I don't think you're understanding. I think when you were talking about environment, like where I'm getting to is I'm around more of those people than I am a fucking Uber driver.
That's my
or
but that's my
so
point. Is
that's
that
why I
but-
made the
Yeah, you're around.
statistic
Yeah,
on
yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
made
But notice
because-
how you're so grossly incorrect. Is my point.
We understand.
Like what I'm trying to explain is that women tend to think higher status, attractive men are common, and what I'm trying to explain to you is that they're not at all. And that's why your man felt it okay to cheat on you because, quite frankly, you're replaceable and he's not. So he was like, okay.
Absolutely.
But that's not really true.
Absolutely.
He
Hold
never
on.
cheated on me when he was in the NFL. He cheated on me when he was in college and high school. He
Even
never
worse.
cheated on me in
Okay,
the
but
NFL.
my point, you don't think he was cheating on you when he was in the NFL when he had more status and more money? Come on, man.
No,
He
that's what
should
I
have.
do
He
think
should
so,
have,
but I
based
don't
on
think
that
it's
just
true.
didn't catch
bullshit
him.
that
But
you
my
just
point I'm trying to
said.
make is,
You ain't
like,
special.
yeah, like I'm getting bitches in college. Now I'm in the
fucking
NFL
gross
and I'm
as
even
fuck,
more high status.
honestly.
Oh, I'm going to restrain myself now. No, he's fucked even more girls. But what I'm trying to simply explain is that the reason why your man did what he did is because
If
he
you're,
knew in the
I'll
back
put
of his
it to you
mind,
this way, guys.
subconsciously,
This
maybe he
is
would
this
admit
is
this or
what
not.
you always have to visualize, and I know it's not easy to think this way, but this has always helped me. You know, I don't get as nervous or anxious. Well, really, probably since high school because you know, as I've said in previous videos, I've had a fair amount of uh, uh, contact with women and relationship and whatnot. But especially as I've gotten older, one thing that really helped me not to because men really are I know in Rollo Tomasi's book he says that Rollo Tomasi says that it's men who are actually more romantic than women. And it's absolutely true. Men are the ones who are far more romantic than women. Men love ideally and women love what is it? Men love ideally and women love opportunistically. And it's so true. And one of the things that helped me, because I just like all men, I have been burned myself before, to not fall head over heels for the beauty aspect of a woman is, especially if she's super, super fucking hot and her personality is shit, is I visualize what her insides, if she could look on the outside what her insides actually are, what she is on the inside, what would she look like? And I know it's obviously maybe it sounds strange, but it really does. It's helped me crystallize and visualize and come back down to reality and become more honest with myself about this person. Because men do really have this ability to fall way too hard for just the beauty side of things. So with regards to that chick, again, if her outsides could look like what her inside looks like, fuck, she'd be fucking, who's that chick? Who's that rapper who's or that singer who's 400 pounds who does the fat acceptance shit? Whatever the fuck her name is. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Fat black singer. Lizzo. So this is what she really her insides are like this, guys. If that makes sense. This is what her insides are like. All right? And I hope that helps you guys understand what I'm getting at here. Because what she said was some bullshit and totally disrespect. And she should know better. especially since she was with a guy who worked that fucking hard to get to that point, she should fucking know better. But she doesn't. She's fucking crispy. She fucking butthurt on this shit.
I have way more value than this girl. And the reality is, if she leaves me, she's stupid because I bring the value to the relationship. She's a regular chick, no offense to you, but the reality is beauty is common. Hot girls are common. They're all over the place. I mean, we're in South Florida. They're all over. So it's like, how many NFL players are you going to have versus how many hot girls are you going to have? So I get it in your perspective. Oh, I mean, athletes all the time. I see them. There's still a very small minority of the population. Yeah. Very small. And then the other thing, too, that women don't understand is that you might meet these guys. You might date these guys. Hell, in your case, you might even fuck one of these NBA players. But are they going to commit to you is the question. Are they going to commit to you? And are they going to commit to you? And are you going to get everything out of them that you want? Are they going to fulfill all your needs, be attractive, and commit to you? I would argue most of the time it's a no.
And other girl's going to accept that he's going to do what he's going to do at that level of status.
Yeah.
You know who did it very well?
What?
Kobe Bryant's wife.
Hey,
She
so
stuck it
true.
out.
So true.
She
She
stuck it
did.
out.
I agree.
Like, I don't think women understand that. Like, when you get with a guy
All right,
of that
let's
kind of
watch
caliber,
the,
you have no power
the other
anymore.
video.
The man has the
'cause
power. You're
we
not the
watched
prize.
a
You're
lot
not
of
special.
this.
You're not the best. Like, it's you gotta
How long was this?
submit, understand that he's the man.
10
have other
minutes.
women. If you have a house over your head and he takes care of you, Van Cleef bracelets, etc. I think maybe it's best to stay with him.
You know who did it wrong? Scottie Pippen's.
Oh, so true.
Oh,
So
yeah.
true.
Yeah, she fucked up.
Fucked
All
up,
right,
bro.
let's
But-
check it out.
So let me ask this question real quick, and I'll go around the table. Who do you think lives a harder life in 2024, men or women?
God damn.
It's not fair.
Men, for sure.
Oh, how's that not fair? That's a fair question. We have all the same rights and privileges and accesses, right?
I should we're equal.
So yeah, we're equal according to your feminist theory. So who do you think lives a harder life with all things being equal, men or women? Asking
I
you.
go first.
Yes, and I'm going to go around the table.
Yes. Yes, you do. Fuck.
I say men in this year, in this
Is
day
that
and
not-
age.
Is that not literally? So you just said women had to work harder a second ago.
I said
No. No, no, no,
No,
no.
she agreed with you.
that. Oh, okay.
I'm saying men.
She literally
I'm
agreed
not
with you.
saying men have to work harder. I'm saying men have it harder right now.
So by definition, they have to work harder.
No, just because you have
What?
it harder. The reason I say they have it harder is because of the deficit of attention towards mental health towards men and all of that towards men.
Good point.
Yeah, thank you.
But that's
I
just
have
one
a point.
component. So okay,
That is
so
one component. That's the one I want to focus on.
Hey,
okay,
I
what
have
about
a
the fact that, like, men
point.
don't have as many opportunities as women do.
First time you made a good
But
point.
what if men don't have?
Thank
it?
you.
What about like from an economical standpoint of making money? Like what if men don't have as many opportunities that women do?
I honestly am not educated enough on like the economical
So,
standpoint.
Thank you.
But so then why are you going to say that women have it harder? Or well, no, you said
No,
men have it harder.
I
but
just
you
want
only
to comment on her saying that. I'm a big believer that people just need to start fucking saying that more often because most of the time you really don't fucking know. And you really should just say that. Just say, listen, I don't know. If you know something, I'd love to hear it. And I can consider that information, but I really haven't looked into it, you know? But too many fucking people be capping out here and lying about what they know, what they don't know. And they're just going off of secondhand information from fucking some Joe Schmo that is the loudest in the room.
gave one. That's fine. What about you?
That's
Who
just
do you
my
think has it
point.
harder, men or
That's
women in
all.
2024?
Both.
Oh, Jesus. Kill me.
Oh
If you
my
had to choose
god,
one,
bro.
Yeah, if you had to choose one,
Men or women?
I'll give you a
I'm
hint.
just
It's not
gonna
both. It's
tell
definitely
you
not
guys
both.
what you want to hear and say men.
Did you
This is
smoke?
your chance. You're on a
Yeah, did you
platform
smoke
in front
before
of
you came on
tens
the
of
show?
thousands
Like,
of
what-
people.
Like, did
So
you get in a
let your-
fight with your guy before the show? Like, what's wrong with
Yeah.
you?
Speak up for yourself, girl. Be a strong, independent, feminist woman. You tell him,
I mean,
sister.
I
you
think
go,
it's
girl.
both.
You came on a
it's
podcast, so just,
different-
like,
they're
sit there
different
and-
hearts.
Sorry, say it
Yeah.
again.
They're different hearts.
They are different hearts.
Hards.
Oh, there's different
Hards.
hards.
Okay, which hards are worse and harder to overcome?
Women's hearts.
Okay, such as?
Please tell us.
She's definitely fucking
So
high.
it's harder for women. Tell me why.
We have to.
Only good-looking women can live life operating like that, where they can just say, "Fuck it, hey, you want to hit this blunt before going on that fucking huge ass podcast? Fuck yeah, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. All right, I'm coming on the podcast now. Fuck." And you know, this is why I've said in previous videos, I really think FNF should try not to have the same women on so that these women are not benefiting so much from their platform, because it's really the repeat offenders that are benefiting a shit ton from coming on this platform.
We have to act. I
Loading.
don't know, bro.
Loading. White screen. Loading.
Hold on,
Okay,
hold
I
on, hold
can't
on.
stand this bitch anymore.
I feel like is the
Speaking.
equivalent hard for your partner, which is a male. So differentiate yours and his hards.
I have to work too. Like, we all have to work hard to get to where we want to be.
Bitch, you just smoked a J before
Did you
coming
smoke
on
an
there.
essay like in class and give like logical reasons to explain and like make an argument?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
You never, okay, yeah, figured. Okay.
You're a lot of fun, by the way. You're a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I was kidding.
I appreciate it.
Oh my God.
Bro, see, I know why she's with her baby daddy now. The thought of going on a first date and talking fucking has her shocked, bro. She like, goddamn, like, bro, that nigga gonna be having to carry the conversation, backpack on, holy. All right, what about you? You said that it's harder for women. Go ahead, tell us
You
how.
can tell from her slow reaction and her delayed laugh and her eyes. She's definitely high as fuck right now. Fucking stupid.
It's
Oh.
contagious, bro.
I
It's
was thinking
contagious.
about it. No, because I
Did
was
you
thinking
cough on
about
her
it
face?
and what I actually said.
Yep.
What I was thinking about it and
Yeah.
what I actually said.
I was thinking
that
about
I feel
it.
like
I was thinking about
it's
it.
harder for men, but I stand
Fucking
by my
ghetto.
point that I made with the last
Talking about the right
conversation.
Okay, so it's harder for men. So you change your answer now. Because first you said it was harder for
Yeah, but
women.
listen, this is what I was saying earlier, guys. When I asked my question, please stick to your own answers. And I know this is like female nature to kind of stay with the herd, but please try to have your own thoughts and not just copy like the previous.
No, this is how I feel. Like
Because
I
I
feel
literally
like
said
it's
women.
harder.
she
I
changed
literally
her
said. Let's
This
remember
No,
how
she
this
didn't change my
started.
answer. I said that I stood by what I said, like in my
way
last
I
statement, which I don't
feel.
remember word
Young
for
boy
word.
still pushing
But-
big rail.
What the fuck, bro? That's an example of how women live life on easy mode.
I
You
said no
don't
money
even have
lay
to
low
remember
and
what you made
chill.
a statement you made 7 minutes ago.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Bruh.
Oh my
Goldfish memory.
god.
What the hell?
Let me explain.
Hold
Okay.
on. Let me remind you of how it started because you get. Not true. Women have to work harder, and I said, really?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
that's how
that
it
was
started.
my point. That was my
Oh,
point.
okay.
Okay, so
How do I remember what you said?
I
You don't.
still feel like I still stand by that. I still feel like women have to work harder. Honestly.
Explain to me how so.
Okay.
Young boy still
Let
pushing
me
big rail.
take an example.
Of yourself.
Go ahead.
Not of myself,
You
but
didn't-
I wonder
let's
why.
say.
Yeah.
She didn't even work.
Yeah.
She didn't even work.
Yeah, bro. So give us an example that doesn't have to do with you. That's
Okay,
fine.
but what I'm saying is like prior to him making it to the NFL, you guys have to understand this person has only been in the NFL for the past 2 years. Other than that, I carried my relationship because he was in college. I carried my kid. Like I worked full time up until I gave birth to each of my kids. So like I worked, he didn't. So because he was working on his career, I had to put mine on pause. And that was okay because he had this big NFL dream that he was going to accomplish. And I get it. And he did. And he did. And that's great for him. I want nothing less from him.
And for you.
But I'm saying I had to work hard as well.
But
and
who-
his 9 to 5 was just going to practice, going to school
Just
on
going
a
to
full ride
practice.
scholarship.
Someone.
On a full
She
ride
was taking
scholarship.
She
care of
is
kids.
And I
so
was taking care of
salty,
kids,
bro.
plus working full time, plus being a wife.
Well, hold on. Logically, being a mom is much more difficult than being a world famous, world recognized professional athlete. It's so much harder to be a mom.
I'm just saying, how is it?
It is.
No, it is.
You would
because-
not understand. You're not a woman.
No, because it is.
Oh,
because
wow.
his version.
have
You
kids?
caught me there.
Or a parent.
No, so what I'm saying is like you guys are.
I mean, y'all, you already know the stats that I just pulled up from that fucking article on literally the percentages of the astronomical odds that entail somebody making a professional sport or being a professional athlete. Okay. We know that she's fucking full of shit. And, you know, she's going to go on to say, basically, in a nutshell, that, well, just working out and like fucking throwing a ball around and, you know, like, that's not hard. Really? Because really, you think it's so easy that just everybody just does it? Because really, last I checked, That's not what the odds say. The odds don't say that it's just that easy to work your ass off to get to that point. No, the odds say the exact opposite, that it's that difficult, which is why only less than 10% are willing to put in that type of work. And even still, it is not guaranteed that that hard work will pay off by way of making money. And see, that's the real element of it. So all of that is true, but the other element of this that makes it even more true is knowing that that is the case. You know how big of a gut punch it is to work so fucking hard at something and to put in the time, the energy, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the emotional turmoil, only for it to not pan out because you just weren't tall enough, or you just weren't fast enough, or your genetics just were not quite good enough. You know how fucking like demoralizing that is? Oh yeah, fucking changing diapers and fucking walking around with a baby and given the fact that he was in the NFL, I'm sure you got a lot of assistance. So I guarantee it wasn't just you who was carrying on those motherly duties. It's just bullshit. This chick is disgusting on the inside. She's dumb as fuck, and God bless Myron and them.
Calling what I'm doing by being a mother parenting, and him just financially providing for his children parenting, but they're not the same. And they don't take the equal amount of work.
We understand mothers work hard with their kids. It is a full-time job. But we're just saying, as a man, your tribulations are way harder than just taking care of kids.
And yeah, by the way, I don't want to, obviously I have respect for motherhood and I have done videos on the declining birth rates, and I believe that more women should be mothers. But still, okay, being a mother is a God-given quality, okay? And I guess on a certain level, you could say that being an athlete is a God-given quality, especially for top athletes. But still, okay, one is work that has to be that has to be done to attain a certain goal. The other is not even, you can't even categorize as work. It's love, because you have so much love for that entity, that human being, that you would gladly give them the fucking shirt on your back so that they don't have to be cold or whatever the fuck. And her saying this just shows the modern woman mindset. Even a woman who has it fairly well, it just shows that the real reason why women are not being mothers has nothing to do with how much money their man makes or doesn't make. The real reason is because their insides are gross, and all they care about is their happiness, their fulfillment, their attention. That's it.
I don't think so.
I mean, this is simple.
Disagree.
How many mothers are there in the world? Billions. How many NFL players are there in the world?
Not too many.
Okay. And here's the other thing too, because I was a Division I athlete in college. Let me fucking tell you, it ain't easy. You're training 2 to 3 times a day.
I
Wanted
didn't
to
say
almost
He's right. Let me tell you guys this. When I was a Division I water polo player, we would have morning practice where we would swim, conditioning. In that same morning practice, usually before we would get into, but mind you, the pool is fucking freezing in the morning. Even though, the weather was fairly good, it was still cold as fuck. Before we got into the pool, we would have a weight training workout, various intensities, various different workouts. So we'd have that. Then we'd come back at lunch for another, so this would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'd come back at lunch for another swimming, more long distance swimming routine. Then we'd come back at night for an actual water polo practice. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'd have 2 days as opposed to 3 days where we would have water polo practice in the morning and swim in the afternoon. Okay. Every single day, we had multiple practices a day. And then when the games actually came, we would have games where the games were some of the most intense, fucking physically debilitating performances that one can go through. Okay. Have you guys ever seen what goes on underneath a pool in water polo? Okay, I'm going against fucking Slavs and Serbians and fucking Spaniards, fucking, you know. So she is so far off. But again, how could she realize when all she thinks about is herself?
Easy by any
etc.
means.
No, but what I'm trying
I
to
just
say is
said
that
I worked harder.
no, you absolutely do not.
No, you didn't.
I am
think
not
I
going to
did.
let you get away with that.
I think I
You
did.
absolutely did not work harder than him. And here's the
I
other thing
think I
too.
did.
Here's the biggest thing. If you chose to not work hard, he wouldn't have left you. He would have been okay with it because you just had to be attractive and be available, and he was there and he was with you.
Take care of kids.
Men have a very low threshold for what they find attractive in women. Women don't have to work hard to be attractive and get a guy. You can be average and get an exceptional man. Men, on the other hand, have to be exceptional to get an average woman. It's not the same. Like, I am not going to let you get away with this and say, yo, yeah, I worked harder than my man. Fuck out of here. No, you didn't. I was a Division I athlete training 3 times per day. I know what NFL players go through. I've done Division I football player workouts before. We've trained with them before when I was rowing. It is not easy at all.
I didn't
Running
say it was
sprints,
easy.
etc., it's way harder than what you did.
I
But
by all
having
Not
means
even
been a
close.
never
parent,
said it was
you can't
easy.
compare the two because you haven't been a
Running
parent and worked
sprints.
full
Running
time while being
sprints.
a parent.
Running with your legs.
You don't even know what a bench press is.
I go to the gym. You're
You don't
saying,
even know what a bench
you're
press
saying
is.
running with your legs is harder than raising children,
Yes.
making
Yes.
money, cleaning
Yes.
a house,
Yes.
cooking, making sure that when your
There's a
husband gets
reason
home,
why.
you're there.
Hold on. There's a reason why there's billions upon billions of fucking parents, but
Look
there's
at her
only
dumbass
less than
face.
1% people that can make it to the NFL and be athletes. I am not going to let you guys sit here and try to put being a fucking mom on the same level as being an NFL player at all.
I'm just
and this is what I try to
confused.
say when I mean when I say women
Why
are
are you comparing
fucking
them?
delusional and don't understand how the real world works at all. You guys don't understand what hard work is at all. Most females don't know what it is to really get blood, sweat, and tears into anything because most of y'all suck at everything. Men are better than women at almost everything, and that's the truth. We built the world. We're the best athletes. We're better than y'all at everything. You guys just got to be pretty and exist, and that's it. And women have more opportunities to make more money. Women have more opportunities to get a man and have a leisure life where they don't have to work. They can have a man take care of them.
Yeah.
Guess what? We don't get that privilege. I can't just be pretty and say, let me just get a sugar
don't
mama to
work,
take
yeah.
care of me, man.
Shit don't work, man.
Let me get a professional WNBA player to take care of me. Fuck no, they don't get paid shit because no one cares about NBA and WNBA. All right? It's because the reason why is because men have to work way harder than women in almost every endeavor on earth.
Yes.
Being a mom
Fucking
doesn't come
bars.
close to being a professional athlete at fucking all.
Okay, can we take maybe
At all.
other 2 scenarios? Because I just don't think we're gonna see eye to eye with this.
No offense.
No, you're wrong. From a
I don't
statistical
think I'm
standpoint.
wrong.
No,
I don't think I'm
No,
wrong.
you're
From-
wrong.
From a
taking
statistical
statistic-
standpoint.
No, you're taking
From a statistical
of
standpoint.
something that it was rewarded. Me being a parent will never be like the reward is my kids. You're talking about a reward that is financial reward. It's it's social reward. Like in so many ways, his career is so much more rewarding than mine was. But I still had to work just as.
He's talking about the
You
fucking
guys
hard.
heard it right
Like,
there.
It's
You
usually
see
a
how she really feels with what she just fucking said about being a mom. You see it right there. Her being a mom was merely an accident. It was merely a means to an end towards being granted that wife title, that girlfriend title. She doesn't fucking like it. She don't want to be a mom. All she fucking thinks about is herself.
Pleasure for mom to take care of the kids, though. It's not
That's
really
your
a
that's your
hard work.
biological.
Of course it's a
That's your
pleasure, but
biological
you don't-
instinct. Is to have
You're
kids.
not. Okay.
What
You're
is a
right.
woman's biological instinct?
Next.
No, yeah, for sure. to
No,
have
what is a
kids.
woman's biological instinct then?
No, yeah, it's just to have kids, populate the world.
Yes, that's what both men and women's needs are. Is to biological instinct is to have children. The difference is that men have to create. We have to become a somebody to get the privilege of having children.
Oh, and we have to grow them in our fucking bodies for 9 months.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Good job.
But you don't have to. But you didn't have to become
Good
anything
job.
to get pregnant.
Yeah, it just happens.
Like
You just have to be.
Oh, it's so
you just have
easy.
to be. Just be
What's
attractive, and a guy will fuck you. Like
Yeah.
I mean, what do you?
No
what do you mean?
offense. I can hire a maid. I can hire a nanny. I'm not putting down mother's burden of raising kids because it is, hard work. I'm just saying I can hire somebody to do those jobs. I can't hire an NFL player or NBA player. And by the way,
Yeah,
tell Michael
true
Jordan
that.
he ain't doing shit. Tell Kobe
All right,
Bryant
that's
he didn't work
essentially
hard.
it,
They just work
guys.
hard as
I'm gonna
fuck
stop
to get
it
to where
there.
they're at.
You guys got the crux of what these bimbos have to say on the matter. Just totally false. And those clips were really, really good. Very, very revealing. Those are probably two of the best clips that I have seen from the Fresh and Fit podcast. That really, really said a lot about female nature, about how they view parenting, how they view men and the hard work that men have to put into this world. I mean, guys, I literally showed you the percentage chance of being a professional athlete. Okay. And you guys heard what this chick had to say about how she really felt about being a mom. And it did not seem as though it was really that rewarding, because a mom, trust me, I know, I'm an Orthodox Christian. I see how these moms are with their kids. And, you know, I really didn't have a motherly figure growing up. I do envy seeing this at times. But that's neither here nor there. But it gives me a unique insight into it. When I go to church, the love and the happiness, the brightness that just exudes from these women is unmistakable. To compare that with what this chick just said is night and day. And those women would have no problem saying how happy and fulfilled they are with being mothers, and how giving, how fruitful and giving back to them, but their soul, their happiness, everything, it has been fulfilling. It has been for them. You listen to her, and it was a means to an end. It was an accident. That chick don't care about being a mom. That wasn't her goal. It doesn't fulfill her. She cares about herself and herself only. She's thinking about the next material item she can get in this world, or what will get her to having the most amount of materials that she can have. And I think, honestly, guys, as a Orthodox Christian, that really is the crux of the issue. And I wasn't per se intending to take this video here, but I think it's true. While the court systems are fucked up, and yes, they're against men, and yes, it provides a certain I guess risk factor to men entering into marriage, and making it that much more important to choose the right woman. All of that is true. But in the end, what I'm interested in finding is the foundational issue, the thing that is making all of this other shit happen. Okay, the root cause, not the symptoms, the root cause. And this just dawned on me now, thinking about this during this video. I really do believe that the root cause to women is their own nature, is their natural lust for material wealth and shelter and provisions and shit like that. And this kind of capitalistic society, which obviously I'm not completely against or anything like that, I'm a conservative man, but this capitalistic, devoid of spirituality Western world that America has become, or Western nation that America has become, really is the crux of the problem. These materialistic minded women who are selfish, who only care about themselves and what they can get, what they can extract, what they can gain, what they can take or be given from others. That is the crux of the issue, and why ultimately so many of these women are filing for divorce, because in the end, that can only keep them happy for so long. That hit, that momentary hit, can only keep them happy for so long. As Rollo says, women want the wedding, but they don't want to be a wife. They don't want the marriage. They want the wedding, but they don't want to be a wife. They want the attention and the gifts that come with the wedding, but they don't actually want the hard work that goes with being a wife to a man. And in the end, that is why they are filing for divorce at astronomical rates, because that happiness is short-term. It's fleeting. And the more and more you get of it, the less and less amount of time that it keeps you fulfilled and happy. It's like being a drug addict. The more drugs you do, you end up getting to a point where you don't even actually get high anymore. You're only doing it to sustain yourself, to not feel sick. So anyways, guys, hope you guys like those bars at the end of this video. You know, this channel is going to totally continue to grow, especially with your guys' support. It's just a matter of time. Can't wait for the channel to reach 1,000 subs. I hope you guys consider smashing that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. At the very least, like, comment, share. You guys know the drill. Without further ado, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow on facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love you, King. See you guys next time. Christ is King. Peace.